This is the 2021 Brewtubers Online Brewers Club Yeast Experiment number 1, Drop Kveik Nate Pale Ale. Thank you to our sponsors, Imperial Yeast, 5 Star Chemicals, Beer and Wine Hobby Homebrew Supply Store, Brewing America, all stainless steel mash paddle sponsors. Also Hopsteiner and Yakima Chief Hops. Get brewing.
What's up, everybody? I'm back for the next beer in the 2021 Brewtubers Yeast Experiment Round 1. This is the Dropkick Nate brewed with Kveik yeast or blends. And the first one I had was from Rec Brewery, and that was the Juggernaut Kveik blend. Don't have a whole lot of information on it, but I found some notes, and it kind of follows those profiles. Anyway, if you look them up online. I'm getting into the next one. This one is from Dave Phelps, aka Big Dawg Brewing. He brewed it on 410, kegged on 422, and canned on 5-1. OG at 1050, final of 1004. So a number of these Kveiks finished really low. I don't think mine finished that low. I used Crispy, and my final was, I pulled the spreadsheet up here so we could look at it. My final was 1014, so I'm one of the odd men out, I guess, in that case. So we got Dave's here. Dave's is brewed with the Ebbegarden blend, which is actually pretty awesome because I've brewed with it multiple times, and I actually sent some up to Woodshed. We swapped some Kveiks in a beer mail Kveik trade. And he actually grew it up and provided the yeast for Dave. So, and we got a cool little can here. He used I can't remember. I think this was, he also got a canner, and so this was his first run on it, if I'm not mistaken, which is pretty awesome. So, some girls have all the luck. Let's get into this thing. All right, there's some carbonation there. It's starting to kick out of the can a little bit. So it looks like the color is bang on from where Matt's was. Mine also was this color. Mine is all gone. I had some thirsty friends and family over, and they destroyed what I had left of the kegs, so I can't put mine up for a comparison. But yeah, color is pretty close to what Matt's was. These guys, a lot of them, got their malt bill and hops from one of our sponsors, one of our club sponsors, which was Beer and Wine Hobby. Some good dudes. I think they're in Massachusetts, but a great little family-owned shop. They're good to provide some stable and fresh ingredients. So yeah, there you go. Not as clear as Matt's, as the first one that I tried, but color's good, nice head retention. See if I can get an aroma. Okay, so completely different aroma on this one. I'd say quite a bit brighter. The hops are more present, kind of more along the lines of what I would expect from DKN. So this one is definitely pushing a more tropical and juicy and citrus type of aroma right out of the gate. So that's pretty sweet. All right, so this one is 6%, and Matt's was 6.3, so about the same ABV. Let's dive in. Cheers. Okay, so that's interesting. That completely different flavor. This one has more of kind of a grapefruit forward, kind of a pithy thing going on. I think I'm picking up a little bit of yeast character in there. Not too heavy, but tastes like the yeast was a little bit stressed. So that's interesting. I have used this yeast multiple times, and he used a little bit more than what I tend to use. He used a tablespoon of slurry, and I typically use like a teaspoon and a half of slurry. So I'm pitching less, and I haven't gotten this kind of character from it. And when I say slurry, what I do is I build a starter with the Kveik whatever I have, whatever the source is, and then I'll can it off into a couple mason jars, and then I just sanitize a spoon and I scoop out a teaspoon from the bottom of the jar, and so that's the slurry. So it's pretty condensed, compressed yeast slurry, I guess. That's what I'm talking about. Not straight out of the the pack of Y yeast or whatever it is, Omega. And then that allows me to kind of keep that yeast strain going, and I can do 3 or 4 brews off of one mason jar before I have to take it and then build it back up to kind of keep the propagation levels up. So I think that's what he did based on the communication I had with him. Had a starter that he got from Dennis, and then he just sanitized the spoon and scooped out the tablespoon. So that character that I'm getting is either just a slightly stressed yeast, or a little bit heavy on one of the water salts. But my palate isn't sensitive enough to know what exactly is causing that. But all in all, pretty good. I've brewed with this yeast before, so I have some preconceived opinions. I say this yeast is, from my experience, it's awesome under pressure, about 5 to 7, even maybe up to 10 psi. It really does not need any bittering hops, because it has a tendency to accentuate the hops that you use in Whirlpool. So you do have to be a little bit careful with this yeast blend, this Kveik blend. It will put your hops way up front. So it's better to use a kind of a reserved hand in lower hop dosing than you would normally with like a Chico or a clean British ale yeast or something. So all in all, I do like this beer. I think I like Matt's so far a little bit better. I'm only on 2, so this one's more of an American pale ale, borderline IPA, because the bitterness is a little punchy. And Matt's is more of I would say, an English IPA. So, cool. I'm going to wrap it there, and I will catch you on the next one. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. And thanks, Dave, for the tasty beverage. Cheers.